Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brandon from GOTB Gaming and Collectibles, and it's been a while since I've done a video, so I just kind of wanted to give an update on where things are, what's going through my head, what I plan on doing, in the future, and then just kind of reflecting back at the last 2 months since I kind of started doing an eBay reselling type business. So, starting off. I'd say I have learned quite a lot, made a couple purchases that were investments to end up helping the business, and started really reflecting on what it means to kind of be a reseller of collectibles, because there is a certain type of person, there's a certain type of mind state that you need to be in order to sell things. Full transparency, I realized that my bulk trading cards happen to be the big money maker right now, or at least the consistent money maker, which I think that was kind of the key to really ramp start a lot of this business. Not saying that I haven't been able to sell a couple other things. I've sold a couple video games and a couple of other just random collectibles, Funko Pops, so on and so forth. However, what I quickly started to notice as I started posting up Pokemon cards, I was getting consistent orders, and a lot of it, the final cost for me, the net profits would be like, 50 cents, 70 cents or so, but what that ended up unlocking was just this consistency, and that's kind of what we needed. I was able to post daily versus before it was maybe like 5 items a day, 10 items maybe every 2 days or something. It was very inconsistent because of the amount of things that I was getting in. And since we live in a world of algorithms, eBay requires you to have a certain kind of pattern. I don't know that pattern precisely. I know there's a couple other YouTubers that have actually described that and everything, but you need to have a certain cadence with everything in order to really maximize on the algorithm, kind of get your stuff out there. On top of that, you also need a good rating. So it took me until July to finally get the top seller ranking, which kind of comes in with that consistency. I needed more orders and more people kind of rating so that I could finally get the top seller rating, which brings down my eBay's cut. They take less percentage out of the final order, and it puts you kind of up at the top compared to the 50 million other people that may be here. And there's many other top sellers too. It's not hard. You just stay consistent and just have great customer service. With that said, Pokemon cards, like, it became a big thing. I tried to figure out multiple ways of being able to list. I started with like listing 10 at a time just because I was taking pictures with the phone. Eventually that didn't work out. I hadn't heard of some programs yet, and I'll get to that in a minute. So then what I was using was price charting and using the eBay templates to be able to manually list 100 cards, but I'm having to take my light box, my phone, and take pictures of the front and the back of the cards. And as doable as that sounds and is, it becomes very, very time consuming. I think for maybe like 100, 200 cards, it would take me almost an hour to kind of do everything there. That's between taking the front and back photos, making sure that everything's set up and the pictures are coming out great, going to transfer them to the computer, put them into price charting if that's how I was going to do it, or pull their pricings from price charting, drop those into the eBay template, change all the pricings, all that, and then finally click the button to list it, just to also troubleshoot some issues that I may have had while relisting. There was a lot of this that was just kind of time consuming and difficult, and I eventually got to a point to where, with 6,000 cards of just my own from over the years, I mentally could not do it anymore. So what I ended up doing was buying an Epson ES402 document scanner. A lot of people go for the Ricoh one. I can't afford the Ricoh one yet. At least not until the business has scaled up. But I needed something to be able to kind of start the process of scaling, and the document scanner has worked perfectly fine. There's a few modifications that you have to make with tape to kind of make sure certain marks don't happen. But overall, I am very, very satisfied. Every card that I've been able to scan through it has been perfect. If there's some that I feel a little bit more need a little bit more protection, I'll put them in a sleeve, I'll pop out a roller, and then I'll run them through there, and the images still come out great. So with that, I went from having 400 listings, and that's cards, games, collectibles, everything, 400 listings last week, to ending the week with about 4,000. I've already listed another 1,500 this week of just cards, product, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without the printer. The printer and the program Card Uploader. That website, there's a couple of them. I know people will talk about SortSwift as well. I jumped on SortSwift first just because I heard that one was probably the better one overall. It's complicated. It's definitely a complicated program if you've never used a program like that. So because I hadn't, I identified that I'm a little bit out of my league utilizing it. So with Card Uploader, tested that one out, and lo and behold, it's a program, it's a website that I actually feel like I can use pretty easily. My only gripe with it would probably be that it only pulls TCG player pricing versus an aggregate score. Kind of wish Card Uploader and price charting and maybe even the collector app for cards kind of had a brainchild and kind of molded their pricings to have a good median price, because price charting will say a card is worth X amount, because that also takes into account eBay and TCG player, versus Card Uploaders only pulling TCG player numbers on there. So unless there's a setting that I haven't encountered yet, let me know in the comments. I tried looking though, I did not see anything that said, hey, pull from eBay. With that said, all of that managed to get it. I managed to get a big old box of all my personal cards, not cards that I've bought, because I haven't really bought any cards, just my personal collection. Finally managed to get 6,000, 5,000 cards inside my bulk boxes, perfectly labeled so that I know where to pull them, and priced and put up on my eBay store. And it has been amazing in that regard, because I get more orders daily. I want to say I at least average about $10, or not $10, 10 card orders a day. I definitely could have more once I start bringing in more product and really creating my store's capacity. And that's so fun and amazing. And there was a couple days where I didn't want to scan Pokemon cards and decided to test some other things. Like, I have Magic cards that I'm gonna be honest with myself, I'm never gonna end up playing. I tried playing, don't have enough friends that like to play. It's just not worth me keeping the cards as much as I like them. And luckily, I only collected a few sets, not even really sets, I would just say a couple packs and all that, because they were fun. So that would be the Assassin's Creed one, the Fallout one, and then I had some Lord of the Rings ones. So I ended up putting some of those up and ended up making some sales from that. And then on the flip side, one that I would end up playing, but because of how scalping has gotten with TCG cards in stores, I started putting up my Lorcana cards, the Disney Lorcana ones from Ravensburg. And I get a few sales from those too. I don't think Lorcana is necessarily as big as the other ones yet, but it's getting there, and there's definitely some cards that people like. I still kept some for myself just because, we're still Disney fanatics, and like this Mickey with the Steamboat Willie. I love my Stitch, so I definitely kept Stitch, and then my wife loves her Tinkerbell, so I definitely kept some cards just for us. But overall, I don't think I'm gonna do War Lorcana. I think it's gonna be one of those, if we see a pack, we'll grab it, we'll open it, and then be cool. But other than that, I'll probably just end up throwing them on the store and selling them. Because as I've always said, I am a collector first and then reseller second. So if I end up having something, it's probably because I wanted to collect it first. It's not strictly to go out there and resell. So with that said, I think now I'm at that point to where I'm gonna start looking for collections and start buying those out. It's not so much in my area, so I'm trying to expand, but I also watch a kid full time, so trying to find that right balance of, okay, when can I go pick up these things? When can I spend while also having the kid? Is something that I'm always juggling, at least until the wife gets home, and then I can kind of do more things. But yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, and then some other fun things is seeing the cards that people do end up buying online, and kind of gives me a justification on why I am even doing this. Because my philosophy is, if I'm not utilizing the item to its full potential or enjoying it, then I want it to go to somebody who actually will enjoy and find usage out of the stuff. So case in point, just random cards. Let me see. So like, I just sold this one today. I don't know if you can see it with that. I just sold this one today. This is a Pumpkaboo. What's special about this is it came out of a pre-made World Championship deck for, I believe, Gabriel Fernandez. It was one that I got in 2023. And, it's just reprints of cards. They're not allowed to be played or anything, but they're just cards there. And I've already sold a couple out of that people really wanted, I guess, and it surprised me because it doesn't have the blue back. It's not a regular Pokemon card you can use. And when I talked to somebody who ended up buying the Lugias out of that one day, they said, yeah, no, I like to collect Lugias. It's definitely a variant that I haven't had yet, and yeah, that's all I'm solely doing is to collect. And that really justifies exactly why I want to do this, because now that card, same as this Pumpkaboo right here, is going to go to somebody who actually wants to appreciate it, versus sitting in a box that I had because I bought it, I thought it was cool, I wanted to collect it, and it just kind of died. So yeah, you get those things. Like I said, with the Lorcana, I got a Power Line, just sold that one as well. The Assassin's Creed Magic card, Cover of Darkness, just sold that as well. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of benefits as far as bulk. So if you're out there trying to sell, like, definitely tap into your bulk. There's a lot of people that like certain Pokemon, certain cards. I don't think if anybody's paying $10 for a card, it's necessarily for a need for any deck, other than, hey, I want this part of my collection. I really like this set or something like that, or they're trying to complete it. So for the future, it's trying to get more cards. Facebook Marketplace is kind of where I'm looking right now. I haven't dived into buying people's bulk on eBay yet, or on Mercari or any of those things. I think I'm going to just try to source my stuff locally, just so then I can keep building within the community, kind of let people know, like, hey, I'm also here, I am trying to sell, I'm trying to be a part of the whole gaming community out here, and kind of have that back and forth. I met a couple people for non-reselling business type purchases. I think the other day I just bought the Mario Kart Live remote control car, so then I could play with my son, because he really get into Mario. And you know, I got into a conversation with the gentleman there. His name was Jose, and you know, while we did the handoff, he was telling me how he got it for his kid. They don't have enough space. His kid kind of grew out of it, but they really loved playing with it the few times that they did. He's a big gamer on all that too, and you know, we kind of just started reminiscing on like old video games and stuff that we had. So that feels good, because for an introvert like me, being able to meet strangers, people that I don't know, and then having that kind of connective tissue, really is really cool. It's a really humbling and good moment, and provides the reason why I am trying to be in this business. So next step is really just scaling. I did $200 within the last week of just sales in general. I am looking to have a goal of being able to make at least $4,000 within the next couple months. That way I can prove to the wife that this is a sustainable business. We just got to put the work in, and every day that I make a sale helps me mentally understand, mentally get there, that this is something that I want to do. So yeah, I may have rambled a little bit longer, and you know, that's fine. Just hope everybody has an amazing day. See you for the next video. So deuces.